Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We're going to run through this trade recap. Caught this one trade today. I have the executions in the Discord right here, so you guys can see I made 551 across 5 MFF accounts. I wanted to risk heavier, but I was having really bad issues with Trade today, and I literally luckily got out of this trade because I almost got screwed, but I'll run through it really quick. Basically, before we get into it, guys, again, Alpha Futures will still get you 10% off, so go check that out if you guys need any accounts for this week coming up. And yeah, let's get right into this. So today, coming into the day today, I was kind of like neutral bias. I was kind of favoring shorts more, but on the higher time frame, I figured we would kind of want to rebalance these 1 hour gaps up here. So I really was willing to trade both ways, whichever way price was going to displace, I was going to react and trade that way. So basically, we had 8:30 news today. We ended up putting in a data low. So for sell side, we had this data low. We had Wednesday's AM low. We had Asia low from yesterday, which never got taken out in previous day low. And then for buy side, we had these hourly highs, which were resting below these 2 unfilled 1 hour gaps. And then above that, obviously London high. So again, I was willing to trade either longs towards these unfilled gaps, or I was looking for shorts down towards the data low. So market opens up, and it ends up continuing to, we get this here. Let me go to the market open candle. We get an initial candle down, and then we flip up, and we end up taking out these highs right here. And as you can see, we end up putting in an SMT. So NQ takes out these highs. ES never takes out the highs. So we have a bearish SMT forming right here. And what I seen was that price was respecting this 3-minute bearish fair value gap. Let me put the replay tool back on so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So price kept respecting this 3-minute bearish gap. Again, we have data lows below. If we'd inverse this gap, I was more willing to take this, but the only problem why I didn't want to long this was because our break evens already got taken out. If I was going to long, I would want to go break even here, right? And they already got taken out, and on top of that, ES failed to take them out. So now I'm like, okay, we're probably going to want to go lower at this point. As you can see, ES is also respecting this 3-minute gap. So I was like, okay, I'm going to see if maybe we can catch a move towards data lows. And what I liked was that we put in a market open wick right here, and it's resting right above the data low. So I'm like, okay, if we can get confirmation to the downside, I want to take shorts. I can go break even really quick here, and I can just target the data lows and then potentially lower. That's supposed to say open, but again, that was my idea. I'm like, if we get confirmation to the downside, we're respecting this 3-minute gap. We have an SMT, we have data lows, and above data lows, we have a market open wick. I can go quick break even, and hopefully the candle will just flush through and get something like that. So this was my entry candle, and this was not the greatest entry right here. Okay, so I see me rejected off of this 3-minute gap. I'm like, okay, it's pretty obvious that we do want to go down. We did not get the best close. I kind of thought we got a better close than this. I honestly thought we closed below these bodies right here, but I guess we didn't. So I ended up just entering there. I was like, whatever. I had my stop just pretty much above CE, the 3-minute gap, because I'm like, if we flip up at this point, like, we're probably just going to get stopped out anyway. So I wanted to see price flush lower. I'm like, we have this market open low, we have this data low, there's like the probabilities in our favor that we're going to have a flush down and at least get break even at this point. I think we also had a 30-second inversion here. I can't pull it up on here, but I have it on my top step chart, which I use for the 30-second as well. So I think we got a 30-second inversion. But anyway, we were jetting off this 3-minute gap, SMT at market open. We have a market open low, our market open wick right here, and we have data lows. So as soon as this candle flushes down right here, I go break even pretty much instantly. And I take my first TP right here. Now, I took off about less than half right here. Then I was trying to just hold, and then the next candle just starts printing, and then this is where Trade started to glitch out. I was trying to scale out, and luckily I got out when I did. My final exit was at 772, which was pretty much almost at the bottom of that wick down, because I think the bottom was 763. So I got out here. I took the rest off at this right here, just because Trade was giving me issues. I wanted to leave a runner down to the AM low, but then I seen that ES had taken the AM low, so I just decided to, get out fully there. And luckily I got out when I did, because again, Trade was being ridiculous. I don't know what it was doing, but it was giving me issues. And then finally I ended up checking on here, and then I ended up getting out when I did, very luckily. So this is what the trade basically looked like. Again, market opens up, puts in that wick, puts in an SMT, rejecting off this 3-minute gap. Nice 1-minute bearish close. I believe we had a 30-second inversion, but it really wasn't the idea. I just seen that we had bearish momentum, and I wanted to see us carry towards this open wick and towards data low. Break even after we get this candle flush. I take my first TP a little less than half off at this low right here, and then I got out fully at 772. So the total trade was about 1.88R. I wanted to risk heavier, but again, I tried to add in, but like Trade of 8 gave me, like, I got a bad fill too on this. Like, I don't know, just a mess, but ended up with a pretty good profit on the day. And then I ended up taking an eval trade, but that got break even. So price came up and edged the CE of this 1 hour gap on this wick right here. Right here. So I was saying, like, if we respect this 5 minute gap, let me just pull it up really quick. If we respect this 5 minute gap, I want to see price potentially flush back up towards CE. I can go break even and then potentially see it go higher towards that next unfilled gap. So after I seen us respecting this 5 minute gap, I took an entry off of this 1 minute inversion right here. I had my stop like right, I think it was 35 points right there. I went break even as soon as we tapped CE, but my TP up here, because I wanted 1500 and I only went in with a mini on this just because I was pretty confident. I'm like, if we can continue, we're probably going to go there. I didn't want to over risk and see price, manipulate and sweep me out. I wanted to just go in and see if we could catch, the 75 points, whatever. I'm like, it's pretty reasonable. We should be able to go up there. We got pretty deep into profit, very close, and then we ended up getting stopped out break even. And as you can see, we would have got stopped out anyway. So it doesn't really matter to me. I didn't even really plan to take this. I just kind of saw it. If I did risk heavier, obviously I would have passed it, or got the 1500, but I don't really care. It wasn't a big deal. I just wanted to throw many because I didn't think it was unreasonable that we wouldn't come up to here. And again, I just took a trade, so I really didn't want to take a huge loss on an eval after just winning a funded trade. So that's it from you guys. Again, one win on funded. Pretty happy with this one. Again, just Trade of 8 just being stupid, and then a break even on eval. But anyway, that's it from you guys. We got tomorrow, which should be a solid day to end the week. Yeah, that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.